Listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Hello, we're going live now. I'll just tell Cheryl again. Cheryl, are you out there?
I am right here, Mark.
Hi.
Hi.
It's very interesting when you do live radio when they say, going back to you think, oh no, go turn my mic off. Oh my God, panic. But I try not to panic. I don't think I panic. I don't panic too much, folks. I think I'm coping okay. Cheryl, can you judge what you think of the show so far? Be honest.
I'm having a blast. Are you?
Yes. That's what it's all about. Having a bit of fun and talking seriously at the same time. Because you've got to have both. Because that's what life is. Because if you're too serious, people are going to go, oh, no, not that again. It's like when you watch a really long film. If a long film's like 3 hours long, within the 2 hours, you start going, I think I've seen this film before. I know the end. The girl kisses the boy kisses the girl, and they all walk away happily ever after. Or if it's a musical, they probably go, hello, my dear, how are you? I love you too. I shall go away. We'll be happy ever after. See, I can't sing, but I try. Cheryl's just going off now because she's thinking, do I really want to stay here?
No, I'm having a great time.
Now, Cheryl, have you got any hidden abilities that you, besides your psychic ones, say, are you musical or do you do comedy or anything that you think, I wonder if I should give that a try? You could give it a try now.
Well, I tell you what, my other abilities, I'm a painter. I discovered my art ability in a class that I took for an elective in at the university I attend. And I paint, when I paint with acrylic, the art talent that I discovered that I had was very interesting at one point in time, which was about 6 months ago. I did a painting, what it looks like when I see in dimensional, in the afterlife, what it looks like dimensionally. And I posted that on my page quite a while back, but I'd be glad to repost it again so that people can see sometimes how I see things when they come through in different dimensional form. And then, so I put that talent to work to kind of give people a clear understanding what it looks like sometimes what I see. And then I also discovered, well, I've always had the hidden ability to write. I effectively write. I have my own blog. It's called Moz the Boss at WordPress. So it's Moz, M-A-Z, B as in boy, and then D as in dog, and then boss. So it would be boss. And then, of course, I definitely use that to write in. I'm a writer, and I love poetry. Of course, writing a book. And then, of course, this is a big one. I moved out of Lincoln, Nebraska into the country. Been out there a year, and I've had more UFO experiences that I've had in my lifetime. One event happened one night. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was out in the middle of a cornfield with the cows, and there's no explanation for me getting out there. I do not sleepwalk. At night after that event, I decided I was going to get out my camera and film in IR lighting. And I've done it every night since, and I have not once did any type of sleepwalking. But I want to tell you that after that event happened, it happened at 3:30 in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep. I stayed up. And then the following night, when I went to go to bed, which was about midnight, I thought, I'm just going to go outside and do some photo taking because something prompted me to do so. And as I was going out my back door, I had my camera ready because I knew something wasn't right out back in the cornfields. And I took a picture on my phone that is clearly a face of an alien. And I didn't really realize what I had captured until the next day. But I have a Class A picture of an alien face right in front of me. And the
truth
minute
is out there.
And when I snapped that photo.
I have a question from Vincent again.
Okay.
Sorry to interfere. Sorry, Cheryl. I'm a very erratic person. Don't worry. Right.
Okay.
Vincent asks, what spirit is turning the lights on and off at the jail? By name, if you can, please. Very odd question.
His name is Rick, and he's an old inmate. Was in for a robbery.
Wow, that's impressive. Oh, well, I see.
Tell him too that he was quite the troublemaker. He did a lot of wheeling and dealing in there too, especially with cigarette exchange. And he would trade food, and he would steal and pickpocket people, while there. So he was quite the what I want to say, like a brat.
All right. It's also asked. Vincent's asked. The spirits via the portal box told us to build a power grid so that they can manifest and be seen. What kind of power grid did they mean? That rhymed that without him knowing it. Do you want me to say that again?
Yes, do, because, say it again.
Right. Vincent asks, the spirits via the portal box told us to build a power grid so they can manifest and be seen. What kind of power grid did they mean? See, it rhymed. I don't think he really meant it to rhyme, but it did rhyme.
Okay, when they're talking like that or trying to effectively communicate like that with the power grid, I'm sure they've heard of Connect, and they need to be using Connect if they're not using it in their investigation. They're wanting them. The spirits are wanting them to be able to see what they look like on Connect. Connect is a huge power grid. It's something that has been developed that is very accurate. I've seen it used. It's been used when I've effectively communicated with the afterlife. A power grid of that nature is what's needed. They are. What happens is that they show up in like six figures on a screen, and the energy that they produce will effectively come up on the screen where they can actually interact with the spirit that way. Now, when people have used dowsing rods, I don't believe in them because we create our own energy through those to make them move, especially if we have a lot of energy already stored up in ourselves. So those to me are not that effective. It's more what you're doing to them. And when it comes to any other source, technology-wise, what's out there today is really good, but Connect is, to me, is one of the best.
Yes, I think paranormal equipment is quite expensive stuff. I'm getting another question coming in soon, so when I get the question, I shall say, Cheryl, I have a question coming in. That's any trouble when you're waiting for the technology to write back. Writing, as we said earlier, is a lot slower than speech.
Okay, Mark, repeat that, but slower.
That's what we got. 5 minutes. Now, do you wish to carry on, or do you wish to go now and have some rest and sleep or whatever?
Heck no, let's go 5 more minutes. If we've got it, let's do it.
Okay, Cheryl. See, I always like to ask. That's the British thing in me. We're very polite people.
Uh-huh.
And I had to explain to someone one day that what queuing meant.
I see. Okay.
Do you know what queue means?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you think it means?
Well, are you talking like if you need to cue somebody to say something or effectively cued by a ghost spirit? Is that the direction you want to go?
No, I meant the word QUE, as in lining up to what we do in Britain is we line up and wait to get be served. That's what the word queue means. But you can go on about the ghost thing. That's quite interesting. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, you know what? Okay. What I have learned in all 47 years of living the life I live, when ghosts are cueing you, kind of like when you're playing a part in a movie, you know when to cue in and start your part. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. Your cues that they want to communicate is when they are tapping, knocking, moving things around, making it known. People don't realize sometimes that, they're like in a location and they hear knocking, so they run and try to figure it out if it's something to debunk. Well, we, especially skeptics, by rightfully so, they want to find out if it's real. Well, when they discover that the knocking or the something thrown in the dark and they can't see a human doing it, do know that the ghosts cue you as if you're in a movie, when to feel comfortable to talk to them. They're showing you signs and cues all the time. Like an example, you could be just outside, like I am right now. I'm sitting on a porch. And their cue recently, while I've been sitting here with you, is, I hear all the sounds and things around me that are normal outside. But believe it or not, I'm being cued while we've been talking. And how I can tell you that is especially through electronics. Okay, so when we've been talking this whole time, my phone literally on the battery went from when I first started talking to you, it charged up to 100%, on my phone charger. And I took it off. I had reached maximum of 100% on my battery. And I have no applications open except this. My battery went from 100% down to 25%, and there's an obvious sign that something's draining my battery right there. That's a cue. And it's not my phone. So
very good, Cheryl. We have 1 minute left, so I'm going to ask you to sign off. How would you like to sign off?
I would like to say first to the listeners tonight how much I appreciated everybody listening to learn about me so that I could effectively educate people that need to understand how important it is to take the afterlife as seriously as possible and treat them as if you wanted to be treated, with kindness, with understanding, and taking care of them as if they're still, literally living, because they really want your attention, and people need to learn to pay attention and believe in what they're doing. That's my final statement, and I thank you especially too, Mark and Kath, for everything tonight. This has been a great show, and I really do appreciate it.